Afghanistan, a landlocked country in the Middle East. It's bordered to the north by Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Tajikistan, to the west by Iran, to the south by Pakistan, and through the walked-on corridor, China. Afghanistan has had a very interesting history over the years, but prevailing through that is its culture and its people. Hello. My name is Abdullah Shaban. I'm a native of the capital city of Kabul, and I've been invited here to talk to you about Afghanistan. Afghanistan's land seems nearly inhospitable. From the rugged terrain created by the Hindu Kush Mountains in the north and mid-region to the dry, arid deserts in the south, these poor conditions have made agriculture a struggle in Afghanistan. Although most of Afghanistan's population lies in rural areas, its largest and capital city is Kabul. What was once a thriving city now lies in ruin due to the Taliban. Another major city in Afghanistan, Mazar-e-Sharif, is home to the Blue Mosque. A mosque is a place of worship for people who practice the religion of Islam. These people are called Muslims. Muslims believe that there is one God named Allah, and they honor him by praying to him 5 times a day, always facing the direction of Mecca, the city in which it is believed that Muhammad, Allah's last prophet, originated from. Once in his or her lifetime, every Muslim must make a 3-day journey, known as the Hajj, to the holy city of Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Because nearly everybody in Afghanistan follows the religion of Islam, it's a very important city to its people. Due to the ongoing violence in Afghanistan, industry is nearly at a standstill. According to a study done by the UN, Afghanistan's economy is one of the least developed in the world. Unemployment rate is at an all-time high, and jobs are very hard to find. People make a living off of selling their crops that they grow. Crops such as melon, wheat, rice, and grapes. Grapes! Typical Afghan family is usually made up of the father, the mother, any kids, grandparents, and in some cases, extended family. Because of the ongoing violence in Afghanistan, many families have resorted to living with relatives because their homes have been destroyed. Under the rule of the Taliban, girls cannot go to school. Only boys can. The girls have to stay at home with their mother. But because the Taliban organization has been dismantled, girls' schools have been popping up. Although boys and girls cannot go to school together, both of them teach Pashtun and Dari, the 2 official languages of Afghanistan. In addition to not being able to go to school together, boys and girls cannot play together past the age of 12 or go out on dates. In a primarily illiterate society, song and dance are an important part of Afghanistan's culture. Because Western-style music was banned by the Taliban, traditional Afghan folk music is generally sung to and danced by performers. The typical Afghan meal is composed of a wheat flatbread known as naan, fresh fruits, and a plate of rice and cooked vegetables known as pilau. In addition to that, green and black teas accompany meals and are often spiced with cardamom. Clothing in Afghanistan is meant to be loose-fitting and flowing. According to the Muslim faith, it is dishonorable for women to show their face in public. Therefore, they wear burqas to cover their face. The men, on the other hand, can wear whatever they choose. They often, though, wear a hat made of a long piece of cloth wrapped around their head multiple times, called a turban. Because Afghanistan is right in the middle of the Asia-Europe trade route, it's often been battled for over the centuries. The apparent vitality of Afghanistan's location dates back to 550 BC, when Persia first invaded it. Nearly 200 years later, when the Persian Empire was weak, Alexander the Great decided to take control of Afghanistan. Oh no, run away! Ah! Other great empires such as the Kushan and Mongol Empire also passed through Afghanistan over the centuries. This helped to influence Afghanistan's culture and people. This ongoing battle raged across Afghanistan for centuries afterward. Then, in 1979, the Soviet Russians invaded Afghanistan. A group of anti-Soviet rebels known as Mujahideen formed. to combat the Soviet invasion. This group was later to become the Taliban, an Islamic fundamentalist organization that enforced its strict form of Islam on the people of Afghanistan. Punishment for disobeying their radical form of Islam was public decapitation in front of a large crowd in town square. People could be decapitated for anything, from watching TV, reading un-Islamic books, listening to Western-style music, or for standing up to the Taliban. Even though the September 11, 2001 attacks on the World Trade Center were performed by members of another terrorist group, Al-Qaeda, the United States still sent troops in Afghanistan to take out the Taliban in 2001. Go for the one in white. Okay, there's nobody else you can get. Delta 6, you're cleared for ground assault. Over. Copy that, Chief. We're going in. Charlie, listen to me, the doctors, they can fix you up, Charlie. Charlie, goodbye. I'm sorry, Charlie. Did all I could. Between the invasion of the Soviets and the Taliban, landmines have been scattered all across Afghanistan. When these wars are over, the landmines are left there so that innocent civilians may step on them. People who step on landmines often lose their feet or sometimes even their whole leg. Luckily, though, they designed prosthetic legs so that people who lose their limbs to landmines may walk again. Unfortunately, these prosthetic legs are very expensive, and oftentimes they don't work. In addition to that, too many people have them. The good thing is, there are efforts being made to rid Afghanistan of its landmines, and dispose of them. Despite the fact that the Taliban have left, Afghanistan is still in turmoil. It's working harder and harder to rebuild its government into a democracy after the Taliban overthrew its president in 1995.
Find the cost of freedom buried in the ground. Mother Earth will swallow you. Lay your body down. Find the cost of freedom.